So, hello. I have been working on another flying machine. It was actually to be able to go across an entire chunk by itself, as I've recently wanted to make a full simulation distance farm and needed anything that can stretch the full length of a chunk. This is 16 blocks. Is this position, are these closed chunks? Probably not. But it doesn't really affect it since I'm being within range for the testing. So the idea is that it moves itself across twice at the initialization end, and obviously the back one has to move twice, but that one has to move for once both times. As if you have watched previous ones, you know that the leading edge, which I'll refer to this from now on, always has to move across one, so that's why it moves across twice, while the back one has to move once. Oh yeah, these are 15 wide by the way, that's wide at maximum length. So, redstone wise, this section here is just a flick, just a switch because of how the rest of the redstone works. It is either very close to synchronized. I'm not 100% sure, bedrock being bedrock, but it works synchronized basically. When it turns on, it will push this one up, and then sort of synchronized, that will come up and activate it, and that will then push it across. That will then push the back one across. Oh yeah, forgot about that. Probably should do that more justice next time. I'll just wait for it to come back, as I'll show you. Oh no, I'll jump over to that end and to show you what this is. This does a lot of what that does simultaneously. So when that redstone goes in, it will. Yeah, that's too much. Don't have enough time to explain that. Oh, great. Of course, it's not working. Okay, it's not as reliable as I thought it was. Sorry. So I will have to continue working on that. This end seems to be reliable though, so I'll show this and then cut and then show twice zero and figure out how to fix that. Okay, so when it powers on, as you can see, that, as I said, pushes that across. That goes up first, so it's ready for it to be powered, and then all that will go down. That is so that that piston goes down after that, so it doesn't doesn't activate it on the retraction, so that stays put. That just pulls away. Here is a redstone torch that will power the dropper, which sends a signal through which will pulse. That's why I did it this way. However, they don't really seem to work when you put them into redstone systems, I've noticed on bedrock, so I'm avoiding that, which will pretty much create a pulse when that turns on only. And it's creating, and it does basically, it mirrors, if you have a look, it just basically mirrors the same redstone on that side. So yeah, there's only one item in here, by the way. Yeah, this is actually, yeah, it's temperamental, this one, which I'm not happy with, considering I'm using it. I'm actually using it for a dripstone farm if I can get this thing working. I think so, yeah, we'll just wait for it to come back and see if it works this time. No, it does not. I will be back. So I will be explaining the existing redstone, as I didn't do it in the first section. So, ignore that, I'll explain that later. So how it works is when the sweeper comes in, the leading edge would land here, which does the quick synchronize, like that goes first, then that one, because if I do it simultaneously, that and that are touching, and if that one goes first, it wants to move that with it, so it's annoying even though I've got plenty of pushing power. Then when I push this over, yes, this whole part of this thing is unpowered, which leaves that unpowered, which, similar to the other end, will create a pulse by pushing that across to there, which goes through the repeater. And then similar design on the other side. I put that vortex, I don't really know why. Well, it's going to retract anyway, so, but and it doesn't affect how long fast it will be, so it doesn't really matter. And yeah, that should be enough. If you're wondering how I pull it off, when you do it this way, it can even go up like that, but since I'm powering it there, it doesn't really matter. So yes, that would have been from how fast I pulled and pushed things. Yes, so after a long time of deliberating, I figured out the solution to this end's problem of the glacier getting stuck in it moving forward is this. It has and I've also figured out why it occurs. It almost, because of it both pushing forward, it pushes it forward then moves it, and somehow simulates the zero-tick piston from Java, so that's neat, but not 100% of the time, so it's really annoying. That basically just will prop it down the observer and pick it back up if it fails. If it succeeds, however, like that, it drops down in between the gap when it's over it. I find that just very lucky from my perspective, because it's completely luck as I slowly ran out of room over there, but yeah, neat. So yeah, based off from the video, you can just go back through and hopefully see what I did to get everything working. This section here is basically, this sort of is optional, but sort of isn't compared to how you want to activate it. But this section here is completely optional compared to how you want to activate it as well. Yeah, so yeah, let's see whether we can just, yeah, work perfectly this time, but yeah. So, like, subscribe, I don't post that much, be really helpful. Comment if you want to see anything else to do with redstone. I'll try my best to get stuff through. So yeah, goodbye.